Men do not ask you questions as a woman because they're interested in you. They ask you questions specifically to gauge your answers so they know what to do and they can understand the chance that they have with you in order to get whatever it is that they want from you. I am going to give you 5 questions that men are going to ask you in order to test you and in order to gauge the temperature. What you have to do is be willing to fail the test. In life, I would never tell somebody that they should be willing to fail a test. When it comes to men, you should always be willing to fail the test. So let's get into it. The first question, very, very common question. Why are you single? At face value, it seems like a genuine question because based off of societal standards, we judge people based off of if they are single, if they are in a relationship, or if they are married. And so it sounds like it's a great conversation starter. Yeah, if you're talking to somebody that actually gives a fuck about you. Men don't give a fuck about you, and so they're not asking for that reason. The reason why a man is asking why you're single, he wants to see how desperate you might be or whether you're going to overshare about a past relationship. Oh, so why are you single? I'm single because my last boyfriend that I was with, he was a cheater. He was very mean to me. He didn't take me out anywhere. And so essentially, yeah, or if you start defending yourself, oh, well, I'm just single because, I just want to be single. There's nothing wrong with being single. And then you start defending yourself. Well, then he's going to understand that you may have some insecurity about being single because he's asking you this question and you're meeting it with defending yourself. So that's the first question that they will ask you. Why you are single. Be very vague if they ask you this. You know what? I just haven't stumbled around the right person yet. And he may try to ask you further, inquire, oh, well, what's the right person? I'll know when I see it. I'll feel it. It'll make sense to me. I'll know it exactly when it's in front of me. Always be vague. You will always know that you're failing a man's test when you start off being vague and he's still trying to probe you to go deeper and deeper and dig into your explanation of the answer that you're trying to give. The second thing, what do you look for in a man? This is a playbook question. This is a man asking you to lay out the framework for me of what you're looking for. That way I can become that person. He's not interested. He's trying to collect data so that he can be a shapeshifter. So that way he can woo you and be all the things that you are looking for. And then before you know it, the mask is going to fall off and then he is going to expose who he really is. This is a mirroring tactic. Anytime a man is asking, what do you look for in a man? You're giving and you answer it. When you answer that, truthfully, you're giving him the ability to mirror you, essentially. Another thing, things around trust, regarding trust. Why don't you trust me? Or do you trust me? Men typically ask you this question after they've tried pushing your boundaries and you've stayed firm on your boundaries. If a man is bringing up trust or bringing up love after he has decided to try to test your boundaries, he is trying to manipulate you into rejecting your own boundaries and dishonoring your own boundaries because it is something that he will gain and benefit by you dishonoring your own boundaries. So when they ask, oh, well, why don't you trust me? So let's say you've never been over this man's house. This is a guy and you haven't even went on a proper date with him and he's talking about some Netflix and chill. I don't really feel comfortable coming over. Well, you don't trust me? I mean, I'm not a harmless guy. You've seen my pictures. You see me hang out with my niece. You see me hang out with my family. A guy that would be harmful wouldn't be so family oriented. So you don't trust me. So that way he can get you to come over and he can sleep with you, or even worse, do something nefarious to you. Okay? If you say no, he'll try to guilt trip you, and then if you say yes, obviously he's going to take the liberty to do whatever it is that he wants to do. Another thing, if a man notices something about you and it's like something that's rooted or it's tied to your identity, he's going to highlight that thing. So for instance, if you are someone that comes off very headstrong and very independent He is going to ask you, oh, so are you always this independent? Are you always this opinionated? Are you always this headstrong? He wants to see if you have autonomy over your qualities. He wants to see, okay, is she going to take ownership over what it is that I'm highlighting about her, or is she going to try to defend herself because I'm highlighting something that men would deem to be a negative? Because usually they're going to go on ahead and highlight something that men state that they don't like. Very rarely is a man going to ask you, are you always this submissive? I mean, of course, you already know that if they're asking that, it's because they're asking because they like what it is that you're doing, right? So that's kind of like that's kind of like a rhetorical question, essentially, right? It's only if they're asking you something that men would deem to be negative, okay? It's a form of destabilization. Whenever men want to try to put you in a predicament where you have to defend your identity in some way or give some explanation within your identity, they're trying to destabilize you. They're trying to make you question whether your personality is too much. They're trying to make you second guess on if your personality is going to be a turnoff for this man, to get you to start thinking, okay, maybe I shouldn't be as independent, maybe I shouldn't be as outspoken, maybe I shouldn't be so headstrong. They want to plant a seed of doubt in your head to get you to abandon yourself in order for him to get some type of benefit, right? Then another question that they like to ask, this is typically going to be asked from somebody that you are just kind of casually seeing, somebody that you are just casually dating. This is typically not going to be a person that's in a relationship with you, because the reason why this person wants to ask that's dating you, they want to be able to have control over the situation. So they want to make sure that they can have you all to themselves in order for them to be able to control you. And this question is there anybody else that you're talking to? Who else is it that you're talking to? Okay, so if you give them the name and number of the person that you're talking to, what are they going to do? Call the person, go up to their house and tell them to stop talking to you, even though you're not in a committed relationship with this person, especially if you're single and you both agreed that this is like something casual, this is something light, this is something that's not serious. Men typically like to use this as an opportunity to shame you. Oh, you're a 304. I can't believe that you're talking to somebody else, because it's no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. Men, you will be talking to men and it will be casually, and they see no problem with talking to 5 other women while they're talking to you, and they're not only talking to you, but treating you like you're an entire girlfriend. He's introduced you to his parents. I mean, he's constantly taking you out in public. He's constantly talking to you like how a man would talk to you if you were in a relationship. But you have to be 100% okay with him talking to 5 other women. Okay, well, at that point, a man would be setting the standard for your treatment of him at that point. So if you're going to go talk to 5 people, why wouldn't I talk to 5 people? Why would I shortchange myself because you want to be the one to have your cake and eat it too? Doesn't work like that. These men don't care about if you're being honest or not. They want to try to shorten the pool and smallen the pool of the options that you have. That way you don't meet someone that's better than them. That way you don't meet somebody that's nicer than them or that spends more money on you. They want to be in a winning position when it comes to you. And for most men, they don't want to compete with other men in order to be in that winning position. This is why a lot of men don't want women to dress a certain way. They don't want you to wear makeup. They don't want you to put yourself in a predicament where you have enhanced your beauty, because that is going to give them more competition, therefore making it harder to control you, okay? Those are the 5 questions that men are typically going to ask you. I hope you all enjoyed this. And stay safe out there, ladies.